Good afternoon, dear students. Today we are going to study about the structure of neuron. In last class, I had explained about the chemical and nervous coordination in the organisms. So today we are going to start with the nervous coordination, and in that series, first thing that we are going to discuss about is the structure of neuron. As you can see, the diagram that I have drawn on the board, it's quite easily understandable what we are going to study here. Okay, so neuron, first of all, nerve cell or neuron, what are they? They are the structural and functional units of nervous system. I am using two words, structural and functional units of nervous system. Okay, so in higher multicellular animals, the nervous tissue consists of nerve cell or neurons, okay, and nerve fibers, bundle of nerve fibers forming nerves, packing cells, and neurosecretory cells. Neurosecretory cells. Again I am speaking, you have to concentrate on the words. In higher multicellular animals, the nervous tissue consists of nerve cells or neurons, or they also consists of nerve fibers, then bundle of nerve fibers, okay, which forms like a complete nerve, and then it also is type of neurosecretory cells. So these are the different types of neurons which are present in the multicellular higher organisms. So today, first of all, let us concentrate on the structure of neuron. Okay, see, there is a question also in the note, in the exercise, that it appears like a miniature tree. Does it look like so? As if this is the canopy of the tree, this is the stem part, and this is the root part. So if I make it vertical, then don't you think that it looks like a very small tree? It looks like, okay. So why it is so, and what is the structure, and what are the different parts of the neurons, let us discuss about it. So the structure of neuron. Okay, as we have learned by now in previous few moments, that it is the structural and functional unit of nervous system, okay, and we call it neuron or nerve cell. This is the largest cell in the body. Neuron is the largest cell in the body. In 9th class, chapter Fundamental Unit of Life, you had learned about various sizes of single celled cells, and in that you had learned that nerve cell is the longest cell that can exist in a human body, or it can exist up to 1 meter also. Okay, so neuron is the largest cell in the body. Now it carries messages. What it does, it carries messages in the form of electrical signals, and we call those signals as nerve impulse. What do we call them? Nerve impulse. Now, neurons are elongated branched cell. As you can see, branches, they are coming, and they get associated and attached with other, like from here it can attach with the another neuron, or from this part it can get joined with the neuron. So neuron is an elongated and branched cell which is having three components. What are the three components? Cell body, okay, or we call it cyton. Either we call it cell body, this whole, fine. Then this long tubular structure which we call axon. The second part is axon, and the third part is nerve ending. Okay, so let us see. This is our first part, this section till here, and this section till here is our second part, and this whole is third part. So it is made up of how many parts? It is made up of 3 parts. What are they? Cell body, axon, and nerve endings. Okay, now cell body. What is the another name of cell body? The other name for cell body is cyton. cyton. Actually the cyton is, we call to cell only. We call a cell as cyton. So cell body is just like a typical cell. If you discard all of this part of this diagram, then don't you think that it looks like a cell only? So cell body, what it contains? It contains central nucleus. See here, centrally located nucleus is there, and around it there is cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm, or we also call it neuroplasm, because it is present in nerve cells, so we also call it neuroplasm. Now this cytoplasm contains some granular structure, as you can see here, these prominent structures that are being seen. We call them Nissls granules. What are these? Nissls granules. So what is the function of Nissls granules? Actually, what are they? They are formed of endoplasmic reticulum and proteins. Okay, so they are ribosomes. Their work is to produce proteins. They synthesize proteins. Nissls granules, they synthesize proteins. Okay, fine. Now, what else is there? In this cytoplasm is there. In cytoplasm contains mitochondria. Many, lots and lots of mitochondria are there. They are in abundance. Okay, why? Because it has to transport the signal, carry on the electrical signal through it, and which is a very much energy consuming process. So from where the energy will come? Energy will be produced by mitochondria. Fine. So the cytoplasm has mitochondria, it has Golgi apparatus and some neurofibrils. These are the organelles which are found in cytosol. Now it is also cell body. What is the other work of it? This was just like the composition. So cell body, what it does? It actually helps in metabolic maintenance. It does what? Metabolic maintenance, and it also helps in growth. Okay, so two things are done by this cell body, that is metabolic maintenance and growth of the cell takes place here. Then it also receives, what is the function of, another function of cell body? It also receives the impulse. Always remember, impulse is received by these dendrites, and then they are passed to the cell body, and from here it runs through the axon and goes to the nerve ending. These nerve endings are again joined to some, they are connected to some more or the other, the second or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 neurons. Okay, and in this way the impulse travels. So again let us see, impulse is taken in by dendrites, sent to the cell body or cyton, and from here it is transported through axon, reaches the nerve endings, and from nerve endings it is passed on, or it is skipped from here to the another neuron. Okay, so this is how the function takes place. Now dendrites, what are dendrites? These are small or short cytoplasmic projections, or I will say protoplasmic, not cytoplasmic, protoplasmic processes which are stretching out of the cell body of a neuron. Okay, cell body, see they are projecting outside. These are the protoplasmic. You know what is protoplasm? Protoplasm is made up of cytoplasm, cell membrane and nucleus. Okay, so these are protoplasmic processes which are projecting out, and they take in or they receive sensation or stimuli. Okay, that can be in the form of physical, chemical, mechanical or electrical. See, I have spoken some words. The stimuli can be stimuli. What is stimuli? Whatever the change is taking place, that change to which an organism responds is known as stimuli. So this stimuli can be physical, it can be chemical, mechanical or electrical. Okay, the stimuli can be in any form. Now this stimulus is passed on to the cyton. Fine. Now from here this axon is arising. The next part is axon. Can you see this tubular structure? This axon is the longest part of the neuron. Axon is the longest part of the neuron. Okay, it is a single elongated, I am speaking particular words, single elongated fiber which is arising from the cell body. Okay, single elongated fiber which is arising from the cyton or cell body. Okay, it conducts. What is the function of axon? It conducts the impulse away from the cell body. It is taking away. From here, it is taking towards the nerve endings. Okay. Now these axon endings are highly branched, as you can see here. Axon endings are highly branched, and these axon terminals are knob-like structures. What kind of knob? Just see here. It is knob-like structure. Okay. Now these knob-like structures which are terminating, they are known as nerve endings. What do we call them? Nerve endings. Okay. Now besides it, as you can see, axon has some covering. Axon has some covering, and these covering, what are they called? These covering are known as myelin sheath. Myelin sheath. These are protein coverings on the axon, myelin sheath. Now these myelin sheaths, they are at some particular places, not continuous. Okay, so we call these particular places as node of Ranvier. What do we call them? Node of Ranvier. Okay, now this whole of the part is covered by a single membrane, and what do we call it? Neurolemma. Okay, neurolemma. Okay, it is the covering of the axon, that very fine membrane like structure. Okay, now these intervals, as I have told you, these intervals which are between the myelin sheath are known as nodes of Ranvier. I hope the structure of the neuron is clear to everyone. Again, let us see. Cell body, neuron is divided into three parts: cell body, axon, and nerve ending. Okay. Cell body is typical cell-like structure. It contains some protoplasmic processes which are known as dendrites. The work of the dendrites is to receive the signals, electrical signals. Then it is passed to the cell body. Cell body contains of cytoplasm, a centrally located nucleus, and some Nissel's granules are present around it. Besides this, cytoplasm also contains what? Mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and some neurofibrils. Okay. Now what is the function of Nissel's granules? They are actually made up of what? They are made up of endoplasmic reticulum and ribosomes. So their work is to synthesize proteins. Okay. Now the signal goes into the cell body, and from here it is passed on to this long tubular structure, which is the longest part of the neuron. Now when the signal passes through it, it reaches to the terminal end of the axon, which are knob-like structures, and we call them nerve endings. This axon, which is the longest tubular part which is arising from the cell body, has protein coverings on them, and we call them myelin sheath. Myelin sheath. These myelin sheaths are broken at some interval. Okay, like here it is broken, here. Okay, so these interval which are breaking the continuity of the myelin sheath is known as node of Ranvier. Okay, so this is how the structure of the neuron can be explained. Now, what are the functions or what are the special properties of neurons? See, neurons, they transmit message in the form of nerve impulse, as we are reading this concept till now by time and again. I am telling you. Okay. So what are the characteristic features or special properties of neurons? They do not divide. These are the only cells in the body which never divide. Okay. So I am writing on the board. You need to note it down. I hope the structure of the neuron is clear, and the diagram is very, very important. Often it is asked in the exam. It can be asked even in the MCQs. You know how in MCQs they are going to draw 4 sets or 3 sets or anyhow, and they are going to label like 1, 2, 3, and then they are going to ask you whether the labeling is correct or not. Okay, either this, or they can label them wrong and one of them can have a proper labeling, and then again you have to find it out. So if you know the diagram very well, you are able to attempt it. But it is very, very important concept. It is very much favorite of the people, those who are going to give questions in the board. So you have to concentrate on it. And since last 2 years you are studying about it. Okay. So let us see the characteristic properties or special properties of neurons. Special properties of neuron. Okay, first one, very, very important. They do not divide. They never divide. Like other cells, the cells, they show cell division, but it never shows any kind of division. Okay, they are formed shortly after birth. Okay, and new neurons do not develop. Second is that they are formed after birth and because cell division won't take place, so new neurons do not develop. Okay, they never develop more. Then what is the third characteristics? They are not repaired when injured. They cannot be repaired. Just like other cells, they can be repaired, but they are not repaired when injured. So if they get injured, they will never repair. The next is, they use only glucose as a respiratory substrate. Respiration, what is respiration? It is breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen to release some energy. So that respiratory substrate that is used is glucose. The respiratory substrate is glucose for generating energy. Okay, then they die if deprived of oxygen. Okay, it for how many minutes? For over 5 minutes. If for 5 minutes or more than 5 minutes the neurons do not get oxygen, they would die. So this is the fifth special property. They die if the neurons would die if deprived. Deprived means what? Lack of. Deprived of oxygen for over 5 minutes. For over 5 minutes. Okay. So this is how we can talk about the special properties of neurons which make them characteristic. Number one, they do not show any kind of cell division. Then they are formed after birth, and after that no neuron is developed. Why? Because no cell division is there. Then next is that they do not get repaired also when injured. If they are injured, then they are lost. Then the respiratory substrate is glucose for generating energy. What is the respiratory substance that they are using? That is glucose. Then next is they die if they are deprived of oxygen for more than 5 minutes. Okay, so I hope the structure of neuron is clear to you. So you need to draw it in your notebook. A well labeled beautiful diagram should be drawn in your notebook, and explain. So this is the work that I am allocating, that you have to draw the diagram, label the diagram, and explain different parts of the neuron. And besides this, the last question, what are the special properties of neurons?